Did everything happen right this time? First time streaming from upstairs to YouTube in a long time, so you'll have to let me know if anything is wonky, please. Okay, my screen is showing. Good. I'm showing. Good. Avatars are doing their thing. Now, do I get comments? We'll find out. All right. Let's do some painting. So now that it's been a day, I'm going to check out this mountain range that I did yesterday and see if it feels good. Mark D. Maker, hello, welcome. Ooh, and it does look like I am actually getting comments in my OBS, so I don't have to have the YouTube window open. Excellent. Okay. Mr. Clint Diddley, how you doing? Hello, Azan. Greetings from the Seattle area. Welcome to Turkey. Welcome to all the Turkish. PTA stuff to figure out. Like, let's see. I cannot remember what I'm just gonna put these kind of trees and stuff on the foliage level and see how that works. Well, you know, I got a week off, so might as well make myself useful. So being on the foliage layer, that means I can go in and places where they're overlapping awkwardly, just erase them away. Oh, reference materials say. You say reference material, is that what you want? Let's see here. No, that's actually a good reminder because, let's see, reference, maps. Yeah, I kind of got my style established last time I did this, a couple years ago. But, yeah, I collected a billion trillion tons of reference of various types of maps. There are some amazing ones out there. I joined an oldie-fashioned forum. Remember forums? A map making forum, um, where a lot of the people who make these like really professional ones hang out. Um, wow, that popping full screen and then back to its original size is an incredibly annoying feature. I wonder if there's a way to make it not do that. Say zoom to fit. Does that? Okay, there we go. Cool. That's right, Ozon. You know me. Always gotta have reference. I like these kind of little flourishes. I'll probably end up doing something along those lines. Although, the one I'm making in my mind, the way it exists in Talifar is that it was like hand painted onto a wall, like a giant mural. So once I'm done with it, I'm going to do a big poster. But yeah, the more important reference that I have is the stuff that I already did that establishes the style that I'm trying to do, which is like this. Yeah. Dust off some scrolls and roll them out. Someday I'll have Talifar map scrolls. Okay, let's get back to fiddling about, shall we? Yeah, last time I spent probably the better part of a year making hundreds, at least hundreds of these individual stamps so that I can you know, I don't have to hand paint literally everything. Was it worth it? I don't know. I still end up going in and hand painting around these a lot, so jury's kind of out on that. Reminds me of the Guild Wars 2 map a bit. Oh, interesting. I did not work on the Guild Wars 2 map. I'm trying to think of who did. Interesting. Get some nice trees sort of tucking up into the slopes of these mountains. Helps break up and, you know, because if you pay close attention, you can start to see the repetition, like this little nub in here and this little nub in here on the mountain, which honestly, if I'm seeing that, what I should do is just get rid of one of the nubbins. There you go. Now that one's not going to stand out so much. No double nubbin. That's what I always say. No double nubbin. Okay, I was putting these, yes, on foliage. Still trying to decide if I should be putting the grass hills on the foliage or on the grass layer. So what the grass I was using it for was, let's see if I can find my grass clumps to remind myself. Where my grass at? I think these were older attempts at grass. Yeah, that's for, like, it didn't quite work at the scale I'm working at. Oh, maybe it was these? Yeah, that seems more righter. So a way to transition from the mountains to grassy hills to just little grassy lumpy bumps here and there. This river right here. I just haven't done the tributaries yet. Usually I get a little more into the weeds and start doing all that kind of stuff, but I was just blocking stuff out for the route that Beaumark is on. I know he needs to get on the river, and so yeah, this river is going to be fed by this mountain range here, and then there's a smaller one that goes up towards Megaloth. Just because roads typically are going, if there's, you know, a convenient river, there's almost always going to be a road along it if it's going between areas of interest. Let's see, I want to say I ended up doing some kind of like scatter technique with this grass as well. Like I was like just pounding this stuff out really fast. I don't know if that was saved. Oh, look at this. Okay, right. I've got these. Oh, I was like, what am I smelling in my fingers? I was spraying. I had an idea today. I was trying to figure out what to put in the flat-ish rock molds, and I had the idea suddenly because I was trying to use caulking and pressing it down, but that would make little bubbles in there. And brush on stuff I just can't get it to, I don't know, stick consistently or whatever. And then I had the idea, oh yeah, there's spray on, what's the grippy Plasti Dip that you can dip tools into to get plastic on their handles. And then I remembered, oh wait, I think I actually have a can of that. And so I sprayed that on a mold just before I started streaming. And I guess enough of it residue on my fingers, even though I washed my hands real good afterward. But if you're wondering what the smell is that's coming through your monitor right now, it's Plasti Dip. Yeah, putting the mountains down is pretty fast. It's going in and like painting the shadows and highlights and stuff. That's where things start to go off the rails. Plastiformin, who smells like champions. That sounds right. One thing that I would like to be able to do is have these kind of grassy hills go right up to the water. So you get that like Cliffs of Dover sort of feel, you know? I don't think I did that anywhere on here. Like if there was a cliff by the water, I was using that sort of cliff thing. Oh, that's an interesting thought. Maybe let's do a test here. I've got hills over here. So if I go to my icons layer, I'm using this color. You know what? I'm going to first, on my grass layer, I'm just going to make a blob of this color so I could sample it whenever I need it, so I'm not like always making a slightly weird one. Okay, it's not going to show up under the water, so I guess I'll just put it here. Okay, and I can erase that later. I know you can actually make palettes. Oh, that's right, I was doing that, wasn't I? Swatches? Yeah, I'll bet that's the same grass color right there. Whoops, no, don't do that. What are you doing? Is that? I don't understand what's happening when I tap that. Anyway, yeah, I think a lot of these were colors I was using. Right, so let's go to icons. Let's find, first of all, black. Oh, this is like a history of colors you've selected. Okay, this is not what I was hoping it was. Here we go. TFT map fantasy. There's all my guys. Okay. Cliffs. Got these that kind of do that. I can imagine how that would be. I wonder if I did that and then erase away. Oh, these mountains are on the same layer. Shoot. That's right. These should be. Actually, let me do that now. I'm going to grab. I think they're all on there. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to grab all of these hill boys. Okay. Control X. And then on my grass, yeah, I'm gonna put them on grass. Control Shift V. Okay. Oh, and it put them above it. Is there a way to tell Photoshop to put it on the layer you have selected instead of on a layer above it? Merge layers. Yeah, like I'm gonna watch through hundreds of hours of VODs to find how I did a thing last time. That ain't happening, bud. Okay. Brush there. So do that, then erase that away. So it doesn't feel like it's swooping up, but it's actually just a... And then maybe on the grass layer, kind of erase the down parts. Uh, 300 speed, so it's only like 100 hours of video. Very annoying option to click and move things on different layers without clicking the layer. Oh, yeah. I think there's a key you can press, so you don't have to have that option on, but I can't remember. Okay, so that's one way to get kind of a Cliffs of Dover thing. Not super pleased with it. It's a lot more work than I would like. I have these other cliffs somewhere. I may have collapsed them because I was like, oh yeah, I don't like these. And I will probably rediscover why I don't like them, but you know. I have to make all the accidents to now I have to make all the accidents. Huh, where are they hiding? And here, decorative random, divider, square crunch. No, they would be under Josh Map TFT. Oh, there they are. Cliff walls. Oh man, it's too big. Let's make it smaller then. Does that work? Kinda. And then like places where it's going above the water. Yeah, I think what it came down to is like a lot of these individual lines just aren't particularly helpful. Like I might as well just draw it with a brush. Outward. I'm sure one exists. This angle, but an outward sweep. Because I made every possible variation like a ridiculous person. Ah, there we go. if I was saying, this water will be on the river layer. It is. Cute. One thing I would really like is to be able to dock this pallet, but I haven't found a way to do that. Let's see, is this the same thing? Aha. Oh, that's right. In the docked version, I can't figure out how to get it so that you actually see the shape of the brush. It just shows them all in a smear, which is useless. And I was like, there's got to be a setting somewhere on here to change that, but I could not find it. Converted legacy tool presets. I'm afraid to press that button because I don't know if it's going to mess up all the stuff. Oh, look at that. Wrong layer. Still on the river layer. Did I put anything else naughty on there? No. Okay. I should really group my grassy hills and grass pieces together. Here's all my grassy hills. Am I able to select multiples? Okay. And then can I drag them? I can. Nice. Good job, Photoshop. Did something good. Zach Xander, how you doing? This is Photoshop Classic. Good old Photoshop. I'm just using a bunch of custom brushes that I spent way too long making myself. So we've got all this farmland. It's going to extend down south as far as it can go until it starts to get a little bit arid. I don't think I actually want this area to be as arid as I have it made out to be here. Thanks, Zach. Yeah, this is the top section of the map that I did a couple years ago for my second book, and basically I'm just building the south half of this map now for the third book. Okay, so what brushes was I using to get this splotchy terrain look? Let's find out. Okay, first of all, let's see, is it all in the greenery layer? Yes. Okay. I want a little bit of a rain shadow because I believe we have, ooh, am I right about that? Let me double check something real quick here. Yeah, you should, Fizz. That's what you should spend your time doing. Where's my world map? World map. Okay, so what do we got? Yeah, so the primary direction, we're located like up here. Wait, is that right? No, here. Okay. So yeah, definitely the direction that moisture coming off the ocean and these very large lakes and this bay, it's going to be basically coming from the southwest to the northeast. And I've got a mountain range here, so there is going to be some rain shadow a bit, although it's going to get pretty arid in this whole area here because this is a, you know, big chunk of land far away from the coast. Depending on how mountainous it is down here, I did kind of want this to be a pretty deserty type of place, so probably will be mountains down there. Anyway, what that's doing is informing me that maybe I do actually want to keep this as arid as I have it already. You know, you can definitely do some crops there, but it's not going to be like a breadbasket. Fizz, so if my superhero is Plasti Man, then you're going to be the time waster of useless stuff, my nemesis. Actually, we would probably team up. I do a lot of useless stuff a lot of the time. So. Arguably everything I do, but I'm not going to argue that too much. Useless boy. My sidekick, useless boy. Okay. If I recall all the like farms and cities that I did, those were all done in Krita. And so to patch over this section, I'm gonna have to do whatever that crazy process was. I think where I imported the Photoshop file, I made a new layer, I used those brushes that let you like spam fields all over the place, and then I exported just that layer itself and then pasted that back into Photoshop. I think that's what I did. Got a nice headache brewing. Congrats. I don't have a headache today. I definitely had one yesterday. Why is this not erasing? What layer is this on? Had it on grass, of course. Of course, I would have it on the wrong layer. Now I'm trying to decide how much in the weeds do I want to get into, like, figuring out the look for that. I think I'm pretty confident that I'm fine with that. I would really like to just get the major landmarks figured out today. So this mountain range continuing down here, this river, and whatever whatever is feeding the river. And what's funny is, like, on my last map, the amount of, like, the specific topography drove so much of the actual, like, journey that he went on. And in this book, it's like he's just booking it across a huge, like, down a super long river and across a super huge grasslands for so much of it, which you would think could be boring, but it turns out it's like the most action-packed book we have. I also need to figure out where the Guardloon territory is. Let's see, I probably have a layer. Oh yeah, I've got a planning layer here. Let's look at our planning layer. Okay, U stands for Ungol, and that's the kind of the borderlands that they're pushing up into. Scooch these mountains over quite a bit. That. I should move the Ungol border back a little bit as well. Let's see. This river is no longer accurate. This one, I've got it already in the proper layer. Yep. Got these mountains in place. Pushing up here. So frontier, basically the frontier where Megaloth puts their prisoners in enforced servitude along the frontier to defend from the Ungols. Caravan that he runs into would have come from, let's see, meets up with him come across the desert all the way from the west coast through Uncle territory, but I think the thing that I wanted to kind of clarify with the Ungles is that they're not super dangerous in the desert because the desert doesn't have a lot of large animals for them to ride and attack with. Well, it changed just in the nick of time for you, Fizz. So actually, they probably would have come up from here.
You there?
Yep.
After I clean my room up a bit, you want to come in and we can do that music thing?
Yep.
Am I allowed to talk about the job thing?
As long as you don't say anything that would break NDA.
Okay, great. Are you getting stock options from Netflix?
I have an option to buy them, but what Netflix does is they just give everyone, instead of giving you options like a lot of companies do, they just give you a higher salary of what rather than, and then they have a program where you can buy from them stock options. But I was talking to our finance guy yesterday, and he was saying doesn't seem like that great a deal. You might as well just buy them yourself.
No. I'm gonna say because Netflix is worth a lot, right?
Yeah. No leak Shane. That's what we call him. Fizz was telling you not to leak anything, and I said your nickname is No Leak Shane, so I'm not worried. Buy low, sell high. Is that the way you're supposed to do it? Okay. I'll let my finance guy know that that's the secret sauce to my strategy.
I just always picture the Wolf of Wall Street whenever I think of your stock guy. Like the guy tricking those people into buying the penny stocks.
Yep. That's definitely what he's like. So yeah, all the shore nations. So most of the population in South Akinda is along this coast. These are the shore nations. Oh, that reminds me. I had this set as Robin's Bay. Oh. What's happening? This is New Yorkton. This is Orman. Oh, no. Wrong. This is Sliver. This is Orman. New Yorkton. Yeah, it does a bit. I would expect that to happen. Cultures that have mythical pasts often name themselves after things from the mythical past, but it's always a weird, distorted version of what it actually sounded like. Okay, so I need something creek that they cross right there. So I know I'm gonna need a creek there, but everything else is kind of just open to interpretation. I think I've got all the landmarks that I need to be concerned about. Like the river scene, whatever. The river. And then isn't there like a hill or something that means like hill? I'm trying to think how far I want to extend this range, because I could see it kind of like all of these bays and stuff seem to make sense that they would be a couple different ranges, older ones, more like Appalachia, or yeah. So rather than using mini mountain brushes, I'll use mostly the large hill brushes. That's where the hillbillies are gonna live. Okay, so let's go to icons. And maybe what I'll do is I'll establish, let's see, I do have lower, roundier mountains, right? Pretty sure I do. So I've got these kind of hilly boys. Those are taller than I would like. It's closer to the height, but it's the wrong direction. Okay, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like so many of the names of things, places, and people are just sort of distorted echoes of what they originally were. It's just how language evolves. This is a thing that Krita does really well, is it lets you make a palette of brushes that it'll randomly swap between. So instead of having to constantly go back and like make a pass with one type of brush and then go back and do another type of brush, etc. It just like will randomize it based on the parameters you set. What was the reason that I couldn't? So I was able to use it to make. Let's see if I can get any insight from this. I was able to use it to make. Where's this? Valley. Yeah. So. Like these trillion little pillars and rocks and all that kind of stuff that actually have layer lines and color variation and stuff. And it would cover whatever was behind it, which was really nice. But why could I not apply that to what I was doing on my other map? There's a reason. Smart brushes. Is that a newish thing? Because a couple years ago when I was trying to find a way to do essentially, I mean, it's what the image hose was 20 years ago in Painter? Is that what it was called? Some program let you do what Krita does, but Photoshop does not. You can't do a full color brush and then have it like randomly pick from a palette that you put in there. I mean, maybe we mean different things by smart brushes. You could do scattering. You could do dual brush, which is like a step in that direction, but it only like swaps between, I believe, just two brushes. Okay. You let me know what you find. Yeah, brush settings. That's where I'm at. Yeah, yeah, I know. You don't remember 3 years ago when we were digging through this, looking at every single thing on here and not finding a way to do what I want? How dare you not remember every detail of something I was working on 3 years ago? I thought you were a friend. Shaking my head. Just goes to show you don't really know a person. I know there's at least a decade old, if not longer, thread on the Photoshop like feature request um, forum pages where people are asking for the image hose. All right, Ozon. Keep that lurking up. Give me them pennies. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so now if I go to, actually before grass, let's do some foliage. Okay, so once I start having establishing these slopes, is there like a flatten out? Or I guess it does kind of flatten out on its own, doesn't it? But then do I need that everywhere? Hmm. So this is something where I could like, let's see, is it shape dynamics, angle? Where do you define the angle? That's jitter. Is it transfer? Oh, right in tip shape. That's right. Okay, so I can actually just tilt it straight down, which does not look great there. I'm just trying to interpolate between the slope and the flat sections. That, and then flatten it out. Boom. Closed captions are working. That AI, it's getting better. Let's see, so on this side, what I might do is maybe adjust the color so it's a little bit more in the kind of dry brownish. I'm actually pretty impressed with how quickly this is coming together. I think it's shown a lot of promise. Let's do this part.
Guess what?
You got COVID?
Yeah, and I had to take my mask off, and she's all in it, and I'm like, I can't read the room. They're professionals. Somebody has a mask on. Maybe they have a mask on because they're sick. Like, it's super weird. Although Americans do pretty much. But I stopped at the Clendons. I used your email and your phone number.
Honey, that is fraud.
Because you like to forget phone numbers and your birthday, so you get a coupon for
Oh.
your birthday.
Oh,
but
that's why I got a text from McClendon's.
a text. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it's like.
Anyways, but I got a bunch of plants to actually put out here because instead of trying with seeds,
Mm-hmm.
I figure plants will just fill it up.
What is it? The front
Oh,
area?
those hanging things
Oh, okay.
with
Yeah.
and because there isn't room to dig, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
You don't think they'll find a way?
I don't know, but I mean, you have a job, and I never have done this before, but and I also got a feeder.
A squirrel proof, in theory?
Yes, it's one of those action ones,
Oh,
you
okay.
know, but
Is
at
it
least
worth-
it's going to be more annoying.
Yeah.
And it looks like it should be fine for the fruit and nut. It does have it has the holes, but it has like a little rubber thing so it doesn't just spill out. And I think the birds will be fine with it, like a sphincter.
Little sphincter to poke their beak into. Okay.
This in the car so I don't forget. Tomorrow I'm gonna meet with Tim, y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you think of any instruments, like, so I can pull them up and figure them out, like what the instrument list is? Sounds, you know?
Trumpet, and also Shane, I got some plants to put on these little planters out here. Do you
Okay.
want to help me put them in at some point?
Yeah, I would, at some point, soon.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that now while I get you a list of instruments?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Let's do it now.
Because I think if they're packed in, they won't do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The avatars, because I was setting up on this computer to do YouTube for the first time, I was just poking at various settings, and I saw that one. I was like, oh, that's cute. I've seen that before. I actually haven't seen it happen yet. Quick, type something. Say I'm an avatar. I want to see what it looks like. I couldn't figure out how to give myself the Wizrobe avatar like I have downstairs. I'm not sure why. I don't know where that's set. Sign into chat. Why do I have to sign in? Hold on. Web browser. Oh, okay. I saw me saying test. Scroll through. Oh, there it is. Okay, it's pretty small. The sound should work too. You should be able to do fail, laugh, cheer, etc. We haven't tried it on YouTube upstairs yet. So if anyone wants to try to exclamation mark, cheer, or whatever. I just wanted to see any text come up over the avatars, because I hadn't seen it. All right. There we go. It's working. It's working. Sorry, I don't have in all of the things.
Am I going down?
have it set to all. Maybe it's got that. There was somewhere there was a cooldown, universal cooldown, that was in a completely different place than the rest of the cooldowns. Let me check it real quick. Commands. No, you have to select a specific one. If I select that one, cooldown 0. Okay, is it in here? Global command settings. Okay.
Not the greatest.
Ah, here we go. Look at that. Okay. Only play when the stream is live. That seems like a good thing to have. Okay, try it now. Okay. Where do you set the volume? I need to do that thing where I need to turn my regular music down and then turn the other thing up. But there is also, where is it? Oh, it's probably in the sound file itself. Let's see. Volume. There we go. Now, do I have to do that on all of them? Of course I do. That one's still quiet. Oh no. Where'd you go? There you are. Okay. Do it now. Let's see how it sounds in comparison to the music. The metal audio was coming through. It was just too quiet to hear. I could hear it. There we go. Now you should be able to metalize properly. Hills, mountains, got to make them light. So much lighter than the grass. There we go. That's pretty good for no practice. It's been a while. Well, I mean, it takes a while to get the band all together. They're like usually asleep in the van, like smoking pot. And you need to wake them all up, send the manager in there with a cricket bat to smash the TV and say, "Everyone get on stage. Get on stage or we'll smash your face." Wow, that was the best British accent I've ever done. Yeah, that's why it takes a little while. Use my fake British accent all the time. Oi. We are London Rocks. We are here to rock your city. Oi. What's a borough from a famous borough from London? I can't think of any all of a sudden. We're coming from West Essex. We took the tube here. Mind the gap. I don't remember the roadie in Wayne's World 2, I'm afraid. Probably only saw it once when I was in high school. I think literally the only thing I remember from both of those movies is the Alice Cooper cameo, where he's talking about the plight of the Native Americans.
Dale? Are you Del Preston?
Oh, Martin? Who are you?
My name is Wayne Campbell.
I'm right down there. That's terribly fascinating, man. You woke me up.
How can you sleep like that? Sorry, Chief. Sleeping like this for like 10 years to your life.
Alright, I can't do too much or I'm going to get copyright stricken. But yeah, that rings no bells. Maybe I didn't see the second one. mean, to be fair, that describes most movies. Yeah, it's shocking that it's 2023 and you still can't make color brushes in Photoshop. It's really, really weird. Like, I don't even think there are any other paint programs that exist, even the free ones, that don't let you make color brushes at this point. Oh, you know what I should do though? I should try the autofill thing. You know, with their AI assist and see what it does with the rest of the map. What if it turned out better than all the stuff I'm doing? The reason I use Photoshop is because every other program, the like learning curve of figuring out the brushes and the shortcuts and everything, it's just too painful. And I'm trying to think what features Photoshop has that the other ones don't. I feel like there was something that was like super important to me. But yeah, I was trying to figure out why I wasn't using Krita for the whole world map. And I can't remember the reason. I'm pretty sure there is a reason, but I can't remember what it was. So I believe the AI model in Photoshop doesn't have those problems because it's all trained on data that Adobe has purchased or generated itself. Which I would guess means that it's probably a little more limited than the other models that can use every image that's ever existed on the internet. That's quite a difference. So yeah, I don't know how it holds up. I've only seen commercials for it, and I'm sure they only show it in the best light. So. Telefar with a side. I mean, I would think it on Telefar would be more of a heist than a theft. Well, no, Adobe has created these tools specifically for, I mean, that's why you pay Adobe to use their products. You use it, you have ownership of whatever you generate with it. Adobe invested to have an image library large enough to make the tools useful for the people who pay them to use it. I think Rumshaw would do an art heist. I'm sure many people have read I'm going off of, I think, what I saw on an ad for it, or the little blurb when you when it says what's new in the program, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I haven't done a ton of research into it. I think if there was anything sketchy about it, I probably would have come across it with all the various art friends that I have that would have been posting links about it. It's not like I don't think I would use anything it would give me anyway, but I am just kind of morbidly curious how it would fill in the rest of my map based on what already exists. Get ready for the 4-hour contract reading stream. Woohoo! I would have to follow a tutorial to figure it out. These things do not come intuitively to me at all. Yeah, I've never used content-aware fill. Is that like grouped with the paint bucket? Okay. So where's a finished map? Whoa. But come on, I was just looking at it. It's right here. What is Akinda North? Oh, this is all north Akinda. Okay, work in progress 4. Progress 1. Alright. Try this one. Let's see. So 21. 42. Okay, so if I select an area, content aware fill. Is this determining where? No. Wait. Yeah, like somewhere it's got to be asking for what defines. Oh, here we go. Content aware fill. Show sampling area. Okay. Auto rectangular custom. Why can't I paint more? Oh, there we go. Okay. I don't know why I can't just say everything, but whatever. Okay, so that's the area that I want you to be aware of. Fill settings. Default. None. Output to new layer. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. That definitely did a thing. I feel like this is not the AI part of it, though. Yeah, it just looks like it went ham with the cloning brush, but with some kind of, randomized offsetting. Okay, so let's undo that. Contextual taskbar. Okay. What is this? Yeah, this is a thing that's been popping up in the latest versions. I don't know what it's supposed to be doing. Okay. Let's look up Adobe AI tools. Adobe Photoshop AI tools. Okay. 2 months ago.
Photoshop just introduced the biggest update it's ever had. It's completely mind-blowing, and it's one of the biggest updates in the world of AI so far. In this video, I'll show you how to get this update and how to use it. I'll show you some really good use cases, and it's going to change design forever. Photoshop has another AI tool called Firefly, but that is now built into Photoshop, and that's how you can do the things I'm going to show you in this video. With this new Photoshop, you could actually edit your images using only text prompts. You could add objects where objects don't exist. You could even change the size of your image and stretch it out, and it will fill in the rest.
That's the thing I was
I'll put a
looking
link
for.
in the description to this website. This is basically the Adobe website, the company that makes Photoshop, and you can get the new Photoshop right from here, and you can use the free trial. The option I'm going to show you is called Generative Fill. It's still in beta, but you could actually download right now the version of Photoshop that's in beta.
Isn't that what I was doing? Generative
It's a
fill?
regular Photoshop, and maybe if you watch this later, it's going to be in the regular release and not just beta. Then it's going to take you to Creative Cloud, and we need to actually download the beta app. So if you get, I have a few different images open, so I could show you a few different things with this new AI tool inside of Photoshop. So right here, let me go to this tool right here. So you have a couple of different selection tools. You've always had these. So I'll choose this lasso tool, and I'm going to just kind of draw around these ships. I'm not even going to do a really good job. I'm just going to draw. So some mountains are selected, right? So I'll just go ahead and close this up. And then you'll get this menu here. It says Generative Fill. I'm going to click this, and you're going to...
All right. Okay, boom. Maybe, I mean, I've been getting the latest updates, but maybe this particular feature is, oh, here it is. Content Aware Fill. Okay. Yeah, I thought that's what I was using. I mean, that was 2 months ago. I think that it's no longer in beta, but I could be wrong. Yeah, that's just doing the same thing. Let's try. Let's see if this does something different. Beautiful. Okay, so just grab that white. If I go over here. Yeah, not being particularly helpful at this point. I'll have to poke at it some more, but I'm going to call it for now. Shane's going to help, or Shane's going to help. I'm going to help Shane make music for me for the new YouTube channel refresh that's coming soon-ish. All right, so I'll see you guys on the next one, probably tomorrow.